Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Bean footage.
Started it with the bean footage.
Welcome to episode number 6 of the One Podcast to eventually rule them all. This podcast is a group of friends getting together and giving their opinions and mostly talking about video games while also dabbling into the world of professional wrestling, card games, and anything else that might tickle our fancy. Today I am joined by the man who is going to trade in his PS4 just to aggravate his best friend, the best human in the world, aka Friendly, aka Jake.
Am I not talking? My shit's not lighting up on Discord. Hi, I'm Friendly or Jake or Jacob or whatever you want to call me.
Next is the man who has been disowned, cast off, thrown aside, wished death upon, beaten, stolen from, stepped on, thrown in the mud, and forced to be a peasant. He is the Indiana gentleman himself, Devin Bliss.
What more is there to say? That's how my friends treat me. Thank you.
You wish.
I don't wish. I actually wish the opposite. Thanks.
Next, the man who once thought that the swine flu is the exact same thing as a battle royal video game. The one person who is single-handedly carrying this podcast on his back, the gingerbeard man himself, Cody.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not probably living that one down for a while. But yeah, Gingerbeard Man Gamer on most things. And you can find me Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Real name's Cody.
Can't fight about Twitch.
Now you can. I've got to start, man. I got to. By the time this podcast is up, I will have streamed at least once.
You promise?
Promise.
All right.
That's why I don't plug his Twitch.
I don't blame you.
And lastly, we triggered his one episode appearance in his contract for today. The former professional skateboarder, the former professional wrestler, the former man who plays video games with his friends, the former friend to all of us. He is the chaotic one, Catonic, a.k.a. Caleb.
What's up? This is probably my last episode, so it's been a good run. My friends deserve their happiness.
Follow him on Twitter, Caleb SSE44.
SXE.
Yeah.
Me and Snow deserve each other. Caleb will be out of the group chat tonight.
And I'm the Beast Snow who just qualified for Foot Champs this weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited for that stream.
Play a little footy.
I might stream. Anywho,
You don't lie to your fans already.
I don't have any fans.
Don't lie to bullshit. There was like
You have one
previews
fan.
when I watched it, and I watched it 2 minutes after it was posted.
I watched it twice in that short amount of time, so
Thanks for lying to the people.
I'm
Okay,
the biggest fan.
with the launch of the new consoles tomorrow, we'll be diving into the best and worst launch games of the last 20 years. We'll be discussing the best games of the last gen consoles. We'll be getting into the loot box gimmick. But first, we'll let the longest reigning CBYW Elite Champion start off the episode with what he wants to talk about, since this is his last episode.
Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about games that didn't really need a sequel, got sequels anyway.
Call of Duty.
Games that probably would have been better off as like a one-of, kind of like my episodic appearance.
Oh no,
But-
on that one. Oh, hold up, on that one. The first day we got 18 views, and that's more than half than we usually get in a week. So, Caleb's actually carrying us.
Go us. But I just have like a
fucking
small
long.
list. Starting off with Dead Space, Last of Us.
What?
The new Tomb Raider remakes, Destiny, and I'm about to piss Devin off really bad, Kingdom Hearts.
Hold on. All right, well, let's fucking do it.
Hold on.
Welcome to the Piss Devin Off Hour.
Kingdom Hearts 2? Are you fucking talking about Kingdom Hearts 2?
I'm just saying, like, I think...
In general.
Either way, you're a piece of shit.
Okay.
Personally.
Why save that one for last? So yeah.
I literally agree with him on just about every one of them except for Kingdom Hearts 2.
Like, I'd like...
Well, we'll come back around to the other ones, but we got to do this one first.
All right, let's get this one out of the way.
So what is wrong with Kingdom Hearts 2 that it should not have been a sequel? Like, it should not exist?
I think they tried to do too much. Like the whole organization 13 and all that stuff, like it just got so jumbled. Like I couldn't follow the story very well. And like the gameplay was cool. And I mean, even 3, like I didn't care about the story. The gameplay was awesome. I just didn't care about the story because it was so confusing. I had no idea what I was
Okay.
going on.
I can get with you on 3. I'm okay with it. It's not what I wanted either, but to say Kingdom Hearts 2 doesn't need to be like a thing at all. It's just fucking wild to me. Kingdom Hearts 2 I think is one of the greatest games I've ever played. It's probably, I wouldn't even say probably, it's my favorite game of all time. I don't think there's a better game than Kingdom Hearts 2. I know it's super fucking confusing, but I don't know if I care very little about that because I also love Metal Gear Solid, which is also super confusing.
Yeah.
But I follow Kingdom Hearts just fine. I don't know. I don't see how you don't. You go from fucking Organization 13, sure, super fucking weird and crazy, and once you get into like Ansem and all them, it's hard to understand. But
Like
I don't know.
I
Just
feel
because
like
you were confused, I don't think is. I don't know. It's
I
just
don't know.
it's not
I feel
clicking with me. But
I guess the story could have been better. Like what they did with Kingdom Hearts 1 was absolutely amazing. And then like 2 introducing the organization and this dude being Lord Voldemort split into 5 different people and this and this and then you had to play all these mini sequels, I guess you want to call them, to understand the story fully. I don't know, like
well, no,
I
see, no,
mean,
we're not talking about
yeah.
those sequels. We're just talking about Kingdom Hearts 2 as a game.
And
Those sequels,
really,
I don't give a fuck about those sequels. I really don't.
well,
I mean,
and
like,
really, the only one that ties it in is the 364 in 2 days or whatever it is. Like
yeah,
the other ones are just rehashes of games that already
like
exist.
I like them, but you can just like go watch a short video or
Yeah.
like just read
right.
up and learn about those games. But Kingdom Hearts 2, I want to like birth the gaming generation. I played that game like fucking what grade was I in? I don't know. I think I was a freshman in high school when I actually sat down and played it. But I played it nonstop when I wasn't at school until I got beaten. You fucking have to fight 1,000 Heartless, and right
Yeah.
before you do that, you think Goofy dies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That was
you're
nuts.
going into that fight like fucking pumped up to kill these Heartless because you think your best friend fucking Goofy just got murdered.
Yep.
Like, why? Come on, just come on.
I'm not
That-
saying it was a bad game. I was just saying like the story was so confusing. Like I don't know.
I mean, I'm kind of with him because the story is super confusing.
Yeah,
That doesn't-
I don't disagree that the story's not confusing because it's super confusing.
But I don't think that. I think the part that should have been specified is Kingdom Hearts 2 sequel, Kingdom Hearts 3, which is I hate it.
I don't hate it, but sure. I wanted a different game.
They
Yeah.
did too much on 3.
I was gonna say I like the things that they did with 3, like having the different versions of all your weapons and cool shit like that, and like going to the updated modern Disney worlds. But
See, I hated what you could do with your Keyblade and turn them into these like super weapons. And the combat just seems super easy at times because, oh, cool, I hit a couple Heartless, unleash this Fury attack, and kill
Well, that
everybody around
shit-
me. Like,
That got pretty annoying.
yeah.
it was
I
cool
don't
the first 2 times,
will-
and then like an hour and a half into it, I'm like, okay, I'm done now.
All right. So
I
Kingdom
will
Hearts-
just I will just die on the hill that Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite game of all
I
time.
mean, I like
And-
Kingdom Hearts too.
Kingdom
the
Hearts
next
2
one-
is a game that needed to be made.
the next one I had was The Last of Us.
Hard agree.
You don't
Did not need a sequel in my opinion. What they did with the first one was untouchable, and what they tried to do with the second one, I get, but they lost themselves in that game. Like they wanted to make 2 different games and then crammed them into one, and it just made a sloppy mess.
With a lot of bugs.
Like when you play the first half of the game, spoilers to anybody that hasn't played it, I'm sorry. But when you play the first half of the game as Ellie, I was so hooked and was like, all right, this is a good sequel. Like, you're on your revenge mission. Awesome. And then the game just comes to a screeching halt. and you start the entire game over as Abby, who no one gave a shit about. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, why are you making me play as this character? Like, I don't know.
I did hear a lot of hate for her.
Shout out to Laura Bailey.
Oh yeah,
I love Laura Bailey, and
she did not deserve the death threats that she got.
Yeah, that shit was
having a role.
ridiculous.
And if you give somebody death threats because they're playing a fucking character, go fuck yourself. I don't give a shit.
Right? It's a game. Get over it.
But I'm with Caleb on that one. I don't think that game was A, necessary, or B, lived up to The Last of Us 1.
Right. I mean, the gameplay of it was phenomenal. Like, the things that you could do, like, it was just so good. But you just didn't need it.
Now, is that another, like, hype thing? Because, like, you know, the whole E3, they hyped it up so much, everyone thought it was going to be this thing, and then it wasn't?
Probably. Honestly, if they would have stuck simply to Ellie, I called Joel dying before the game ever came out. I was like, this is going to happen. It's inevitable.
You got it spoiled for me.
I didn't expect it to happen that early in the game, nor be that, like, how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly expected him to get bit by the infected, and Ellie was going to have to put him down. Like,
I would have loved that.
That's how I thought. Like, it was going to be the most gut-wrenching decision you'd have to make in a game is to put Joel down. And
it's like, have you played the Walking Dead Telltale games?
No.
Fuck, dude. If we're getting ready to talk about what I think you're talking about, I hate it.
Where Lee gets bit and he has the little girl's name. What's the little girl's name?
God, I can't remember her name. But the fact that you're just like
Clementine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lee gets bit, and Clementine, you have the decision: do you kill this man that has saved your life and helped you grow up, or do you run away and let him become a zombie?
No, you don't even kill him. You just leave him tied to a fucking radiator.
Oh, jeez.
You cuff him to a radiator and leave him.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, like, that's how I expected Joel to go out, not get his head beaten in by a group that it becomes a revenge game.
Right.
Like, but when the game came to a screeching halt, like, when I was playing as Abby, I literally didn't care to do anything extra. Because, like, when I was Ellie, I was looting every building, trying to find all the little secrets and stuff. But when I was Abby, dude, I was literally just running through the game going, okay, like, I don't want to play this right now.
Yeah.
And then when you have to fight Ellie towards the end of the game, dude, I just stood there and let her kill me a couple times just because I thought it was hilarious.
That's awesome.
And then the game then you go back to Ellie, and then the game, you think it's over and it keeps going. I'm like, dude, what is this fucking game anymore?
See, the game that I think probably did not need any sequels was Prey.
See,
because the first Prey was really good, and then the whole time everyone's like, oh, they need to make a Prey 2. They need to make a Prey 2. It was so good. And then they made it, and it sucked. It was not good. It wasn't the same game. I think they had to change developers like twice throughout the making of it, and then they just rebranded it to a whole different game. Still called Prey, but completely different game. And yeah, that was bad.
But next on my list, I have Dead Space. I don't know if anybody's played that other than me.
Played it.
I played it.
But Dead Space 1, oh my god, that game, probably one of my favorite games. But what they did with 2 and 3 was the absolute worst.
Yeah.
Because it came more of like an open world, shoot 'em up, buddy style game. And it was awful. And then 2 wasn't terrible, but they probably would have just been better off with a single game.
I want you to talk about Destiny, please.
Yeah, I want to talk about Destiny too.
Yeah.
Fucking awful, sucked, stupid.
Then I had Destiny.
Please.
Why'd you need a Destiny 2?
Please.
Like,
why'd you need a Destiny 1?
Devin, you don't.
Destiny 1 was so much fun, and I sunk so much time into that game. And then Destiny 2, like, it didn't feel any different than 1. Like, it was literally the same game. Well, it was just an expansion to game 1. So why would you just keep doing like the season DLCs that you're doing? Like, why would you have to do a whole new game?
Wasn't there a lot less grinding in Destiny 2 though?
No.
Fuck no! I played that game and all I did was grind.
Like,
Someone
it was
was telling me
easier
maybe
to,
for the materials or something.
yeah, it was easier to get materials
But
and
that's
upgrade
as
your
easy
stuff
That's as easy as
versus
a patch.
yeah. But
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it was a lot easier to do some of the stuff in Destiny 2, but Destiny 2 is literally just an expansion to Destiny 1. And I played less of Destiny 2 than I did 1 because it just lost its spark so much faster.
I mean,
Like, I didn't even make it to the DLC in Destiny 2.
I feel like that there wasn't enough to do, honestly.
There
So
wasn't.
once I got through like my weekly like things that I had to do, there was like really nothing left to do.
Unless
Once
you want to play PvP.
Yeah, basically. So like once you're done with your weekly stuff on that first day that it comes out, you're like, oh, I'll just come back next week and do the weekly
Yeah,
stuff.
there was no need. There was no spark to keep playing.
Unless you're
and then,
doing
like-
like the raids, then
Right. And then, like, even the raids, trying to find a party did not help.
even like strikes and
The strikes
night-
were boring.
and the nightfall strikes and all that stuff.
Man, all I remember is finally beating that first one and being really happy about it, and then I no longer cared to ever do it again.
Yeah, we got a group. We beat the first raid with, I think, like our buddy Ruben or whatever and his small group of people.
Yep.
But we've beat it, and that was literally it for me. Like, I got that armor set and didn't no longer care to play the game.
I started the first armor. I started the first raid, died in the first room, and then the team that I was with was like, "All right, we got to get off." I'm like, dude, how the fuck were we supposed to do this raid if you're gonna get off after 15 minutes? First of all, and second of all, fuck y'all. And when Destiny first came out, they were like, "Yeah, we got a 10-year plan for this game."
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like-
2 years later,
Yeah.
let's make another one come out. Like,
Like,
dude,
Snow and I put so much time into Destiny 1 because it reminded us of Halo. Like, it
Yeah.
was Bungie coming out of the grave. Hey, here's our game. Oh my God, this is just like Halo. And we put so much time into that, doing the raids and strikes and PvP and literally everything. But once they stopped making content for it, it's just like, all right, well, there's nothing to do now.
I just remember Jeannie getting pissed at that first raid because we tried for like probably a week straight, and she was like, I do not care. I don't want to hear dog cup axe anymore in my fucking life. I was like, I'm tired of saying this shit. What do you think?
Right. So I think Destiny 2 was kind of a flop as well.
I
felt
not a
mean,
flop,
I wouldn't
because
call it a
still-
flop. I just don't. I agree that it wasn't needed.
I wish they would have just did expansions like they originally said, but I wouldn't call it a flop, especially now because the player base is thriving.
Right. I mean, I guess flop would be the wrong word, but
Especially with the new
it
stuff
just-
coming out.
Yeah, bad release for sure.
All right, so I have
And then-
a couple of games.
all right.
Banjo Kazooie.
I was about to say nuts and bolts.
Literally
Is that what
was
you're talking
just thinking that in my head. That's
That's funny.
And
They're-
Watch Dogs 2.
Oh, disagree. Hard disagree.
Dude, okay. I'm getting so tired of the YouTube ads for Watch Dogs.
First
I
of all,
never want to play that game at all now.
I'm
Oh,
talking
now you're
about-
gonna
I'm
get
talking
more
about-
because we're talking about it.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
talking
don't-
about Watch Dogs real quick.
I'll let
Watch
you guys
Dogs
go on
1?
Banjo-Kazooie because it's a game I've never played.
Watch
so.
Dogs 1 was trash.
Oh.
I
Well-
wouldn't say trash.
Oh, it was so bad.
unique. I
No, it
loved
wasn't.
Watch Dogs 1.
It was fine, but like compared to the E3 graphics and all that shit that they came out with, and the storyline
Yeah.
was super subpar. Watch Dogs 1 was garbage compared to Watch Dogs 2.
I haven't played the second one. so-
When Watch Dogs 2 came out, it became what Watch Dogs 1 was supposed to be.
Like, the biggest thing about Watch Dogs 1 is the trailers they had and cinematics. They made it seem like you could literally hack anything and everything in that
Everything.
city
Mhm.
to your advantage. And it was just, like Jacob said, so subpar. Like, oh, hey, I'm going to turn this light green, or look at this
Right.
person's face on a cell phone. And that was it. Like, you couldn't do anything cool
Right.
with it. Like,
Blow up the you can blow up the streets. That was cool. Or was that Watch Dogs 2?
That was 2.
Ah.
Yep. Yep.
And Watch
And then,
Dogs
like-
Legion is dope so far.
and then
Is
like
it?
the online hacking that you could do to like mess up somebody else's stuff, like that was kind of dumb.
Yeah. Watch Dogs 1 I was not a fan of at all. I played it in like played it, beat the shit out of it really quickly just to say I played it, and just was not a fan.
All right, so
I never played Banjo-Kazooie.
I was just say I've never played Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. Are we talking about nuts and bolts specifically?
That's what I was talking.
We don't need to talk about it. It sucked.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
So,
okay. So,
all you do is build like fucking cars and helicopters and shit.
right, you play Gummy Ship on Kingdom Hearts for
Literally.
13 hours. Like, and it's broken. The world's broken. Most of the mechanics don't work like they're supposed to.
Like it kind of like, I don't know, graphically I guess it looks cool, but it's stupid as fuck.
Yeah, it's bad.
But the last one I have on my list is the new Tomb Raider remakes, rehashes, reboots, whatever you want to call it.
From like 2013. You don't like those? You don't
I love them, but
Just make them a different game.
So the first one they did was amazing. One of the first games I actually put time into finding everything. I 100% of the game, not the achievements, the actual game. Like found every secret, collectible, literally everything. And then 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then 3, Shadow of the Tomb Raider weren't really needed. Like I think what they did with the first one was awesome, and then basically the 2 after that just, hey, go to this place, fight these bad guys, they're trying to steal this relic, end of game.
Well, now you spoiled it.
I agree. Big agree.
I haven't played any of the newer ones, so
I tried to play all of them, but I get bored after about 10 minutes. So
I haven't played a Tomb Raider since PS1.
As much as I loved Tomb Raider on PS1 when I was a small child,
Yeah.
I have not played any of the new Tomb Raiders.
Yeah.
I have one, but I've just never played it. So I don't know. I can't really talk about it.
I'm sure
They
the
look
games
good.
are fine.
Lara Croft is hot.
Yeah, like the new game, the first one, it was just so different from like what the other ones were, because in the ones on PS1, and I don't know if they ever made them for PS2, but you were already this Tomb Raider with badass skills and all this other stuff. And then with the reboot, it was, hey, I'm learning all of this stuff. So you're not like this unbeatable superhero. You're just this vulnerable kid, basically, and you have to learn how to survive and all that stuff. And then as like the next 2 games come out, well, now she's already this superhero and literally just go in, murder these people, and go about your day.
At least she doesn't have triangle boobies.
That's very true.
They're nice and round.
But yeah, that's what I had for my stuff.
Can't believe you said Call of Duty.
Halo 2.
You shut up.
You turn your stuff off right now.
Don't worry, Discord will do it for you.
Overall big win for terrible games.
Go play them all.
Ooh, speaking of terrible games.
Speaking of,
Hey, you might have fun.
Wait, no, I have another one. Fortnite Chapter 2.
I thought everyone liked Season 2.
Fortnite in
Is
general.
it really a sequel though, or just the same thing?
It is. They like changed the map and everything.
Because I was actually thinking like Fortnite, like when I was coming up with this list of games, like look how Fortnite is doing it. They never made a second game. It's literally just redoing or like putting out new seasons and stuff.
Well, so Snow, is it more the like Marvel characters and shit that you're pissed about?
No, that's cool. It's just like
Oh, okay.
the overall.
I see a lot of people complaining about that.
The overall like feel of the game, as compared to like, I guess the Chapter 1 or whatever, is totally different.
Oh, okay.
Like if you played Fortnite, you would understand, but
Don't play Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't play Fortnite.
Speaking of Fortnite, how about those loot boxes? In that game?
Okay. We're going into that. Okay. So, my topic this week is the gradual like downfall, in my opinion, of video games and how we're more and more getting into these loot boxes, paywalls, everything like that. Where we started to see it the most, I think, is something that kind of like started hitting probably me and Devin really hard is you had games like Soul Calibur and Tekken that, you know, you got to unlock everything. You get your alternate costumes, you get your characters, you get your endings, everything just by playing and having fun.
Oh,
Then they started going into, well, how about if you want this character from this other game, you buy it? Oh, okay, well, I don't really want to do that. Oh, well, how about you start buying the costumes too? Oh, how about these stages? How about this music on this stage? And they just started monetizing everything that they could. The biggest one that really started to piss people off was Street Fighter Cross Tekken, because not only did it already have day one DLC, it was already on the disc. You were paying to unlock something that they literally sent you. It was in the game, and they're still like, I mean, if you want it though, you gotta buy it.
Could you unlock it any other way?
No.
Now, see, there are some I get, like on Smash. I know we talked about this, like just us. But
Yeah.
Smash, I get. They came out like when it launched with like every character ever.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Which, you know, okay, they can all. I would rather have to, you know, unlock them. But when you want to do like, if you want all these extra characters, which is cool with me, which I do, it's going to take time to like, you know, make all those people. And I understand not being able to do it all at once before the game launches, but I still fucking hate it. And
Right.
things like when I'm fucking like, it's different now because they changed it all. But Battlefront 2 pissed me off more than any fucking game has ever done.
Yeah.
So
and
like
They fixed that real quick.
they had to. It was fucking garbage.
they were going to be burned to the ground if they didn't.
Because now everybody's free. Like, everybody's unlocked when you get the game.
Yeah. Well, and you know, the loot boxes is like the whole different monster of it, and you know, that's something that I don't even know if the Fortnites and stuff like that started it, but basically one company started it, and even though EA has gotten the most backlash about the loot boxes, every company does it now.
It started back on like mobile games, dude. This has been going on forever. We just
Well, it started like gotcha shit. Like you randomly get shit. But like that's fucking games up like Madden now. Like they're not putting anything in the gameplay because they're like, man, we gotta make these fucking characters that people buy packs of and spend real money on.
And I saw something about there's like zombie characters and shit that you can unlock in certain games now. I think it was WWE.
I mean, it's just DLC that you can buy. You don't have to. Here's my thought process behind. All right, so are you upset about DLC in general?
I'm not upset about. I wouldn't say I'm upset about DLC. DLC is fine. I'm upset about things that you shouldn't have to pay for, like unlocking little things. I am cool with DLC for like new game plus extra story, but I don't think you should have to fucking pay for every single costume in that one game where like naked girls fight with volleyballs. What's that game called?
Dead or
you know
Alive.
what I'm talking about. Dead or Alive, yeah.
I think
that game has thousands of DLC, like just outfits that you can pay for. Like
this may be an unpopular opinion, but as long as it's not essential to continue playing the game, as in it doesn't give you an unfair advantage if you don't have a certain thing that you have to pay for, I don't give a shit what they charge for. Because if having that outfit is so important to you that you feel like you have to go spend $2 on it, then it's $2. You know what I mean?
Well, no, sure, that's fine, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like it should just be like you should be able to unlock it. Like a character should be able to be unlocked. I haven't played a fighting game where I had to unlock a character in fucking forever. That's why I don't buy the last fighting game I bought besides Smash, because I need Smash. Was Injustice 2, and before that I couldn't. It was actually probably Soul Calibur 4. Like or 5, whatever one was on PS3.
I think mine was one of the Mortal Kombat X.
Nope. As soon as it was like you can buy these people, I was like, I'm not fucking playing it.
Yeah, and I'm okay with DLC for the most part because, you know, it actually lets developers do the things that they might not have been able to do at the start. I more hate like I hate the season passes for Black Ops and shit like that. Where like, hey, do you want to play with your friends that are able to get these season passes? Well, too fucking bad because you're poor and now you can't.
Yeah,
Like I hated that shit when I was like, hey, I want to go jump on with my friends, and they're like, huh, you don't have the DLC. Sorry, you can't even get in a TDM playlist now. No,
you can still play with them. You just can't play those maps with them.
Yeah, but any time that you guys were in a party together and it got to those maps, it just booted you out.
Really?
Yeah. And the older ones, not so much the new ones. The new ones will just be like, we're going to have separate playlists for this. But the older ones, I think it was like maybe Advanced Warfare or something like that. If you didn't have, maybe it was Black Ops 2. If you didn't have the DLC and your friends did, you're gone.
Which was, what, 10 years ago now?
Yeah. And I mean,
you haven't done it in 10 years.
I know, but like it still does stuff like that. I mean, they're shying away from it for the most part now.
Yeah, and in my opinion, as long as like Advanced Warfare was really bad about it.
Yeah.
Because with those loot boxes, you get like the Battle 27 Inferno or what was the other one, Snow? Or Cody or Caleb?
God, I don't remember.
I know what you're talking
was
about.
Was it the sword?
No, it was the Battle 27 something. Or the ASM1 Steadfast, which was
right.
Or not, the Speakeasy, sorry, the one that had like the big barrel drum that gave you 100 fucking rounds on your SMG. Like that was ridiculous when Call of Duty did that. But when Black Ops 3 came out, they did away with it. You know what I mean? It's not like they kept going with it. As long as it doesn't give you an unfair advantage, in my opinion.
Right.
Then I don't give a shit what they
Which most of the time it doesn't. Like Black Ops 4 for the most part was really good, but then towards the end when it was starting to get into like the next Call of Duty, they started like, oh well, you can only get these weapons in these loot boxes now, and they're the best weapons in the fucking game. Like that's the kind of shit that I hate. But I don't know. It's becoming less and less of a problem now, but I just feel like in some ways it lets people not make a full game and just be like, oh well, we can just patch it later and sell it as DLC.
And honestly, like DLC or not DLC, but like loot boxes and stuff like Devin was saying, like you can just buy costumes. It just takes away from the amount of time people are playing the game anyway.
Right.
So with Smash on the GameCube, Melee, I put so many hours into that game because I wanted every character. And how you unlocked different characters was all different. It wasn't
dude, I miss the 100 battle grind to get like Mewtwo. That's how you get Mewtwo. You fight in 100 battles.
Wasn't Luigi kind of hard to get too?
Luigi was like play with Mario.
Was it?
I think Luigi.
No, you didn't even have to play with Mario.
No, you had to beat the adventure in less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
So, like the first level or whatever, you had to run through it in less than 2 minutes to get Luigi. But there were specifications that made it fun to work for.
Yeah.
Rather than like the new Smash on the Switch, where it's just like battle for 5 minutes. Oh, here's a new character. Battle for 5 minutes.
Unlocking shit's just more fun. To me, I know some people are like, boy, I'd sure just like to pay a fucking $1 to have my titties hanging out. But
and it was so much more rewarding. You know, like hey, I have this and you don't because I worked for it. Right. And that just kind of shows like how whiny gamers can be, because it's like, okay, Devin has this character. Well, I'm not good enough to do that to get this character. Well, I want that character so bad, I'm going to complain about it. Well, guess what? Now I can buy it for $2.
Yeah, It's like last night when I was beating Jacob's ass in Pokemon with the shiny Aegislash, and he was like, "Well, there's my fucking wall." Well, you could just cheat and get it, but like that's not you want to putting in the work is more fun.
Exactly.
It's cheat. No, you can't cheat in Pokemon. That's really one of the only games where you can't go out and cheat.
I mean, technically you can.
Like
you can't pay for it.
Oh, you can. You can pay people to do it.
Sure, you can.
Oh, dude, I meant officially licensed.
Oh yeah, no, okay. No, because Pokemon actually is like we want everybody to have fun and do this the right way.
Right.
Like that's Pokemon's whole thing.
Don't you dare act like Nintendo's all high and mighty. They want fucking money too.
But I mean,
I didn't say Nintendo. I said Pokemon.
Or whoever the Pokemon company. They want money
Game
too.
Freak.
They don't make anything else. They make fucking Pokemon and they make $1 billion off of it. What the fuck do they need to put in microtransactions
for? Crown Tundra and Armor of Isles together instantly. Why do we have to pay for it? Because they want extra money.
What? They had to go in and make that after the game. What are you talking about?
Why wasn't it free? Is what I was asking. I already paid for the game. Why do I got to go in and pay for it? It's
Because
already in the
it's
game.
like a whole nother game for $30. Come on.
Nothing
It wasn't
downloaded for
already.
me.
What?
Nothing downloaded for me. I fucking put in the code and it was ready to go.
I had to wait like 2 hours for that shit to download. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Not for me. I put in the code and it was ready to go.
Because all those Pokemon weren't even in the game. There were no codes for them in the game until the DLC came out.
Well,
That's why all the Pokemon weren't in there at the same time, and that's why Pokemon are still missing.
I'm saying that they want extra money too.
No, I'm not saying they don't want money, but we're not talking about like that's DLC. I'm okay with because it's much more game.
Right.
I'm talking about the DLC that pisses me off is like in Battlefront 2 where you had to pay like fucking however much money you had to pay just to use Yoda, who fucking sucked. Like
what? Yoda was the bomb, bro. I don't know what the fuck
no,
you talking about.
Wasn't it?
Shut up.
Sucking ass.
Also,
but I mean, like even games like Assassin's Creed fell victim to that too. So with like the Ezio trilogy, like if you wanted the special armor, you had to go do these missions, get hints of where it was, explore, find the pieces, put the puzzles together to get the best armor in the game. With Origins, it's like, hey, for $10 you can buy this Anubis armor. For $10 you can buy this armor. $10 you can buy this armor. It's like, why can't I just go find it? It's so much more rewarding if I have to go put in the work to go find it.
There's a way to do DLC right, and there's a way to not do DLC. Like The Witcher did DLC, great. All the armor in The Witcher you could just go find and do missions for. Skyrim, you go find the armor and shit.
Most single player games do DLC pretty well. Skyrim,
I agree. It's really, I'm with you. It's the multiplayer games that really mostly piss me off about it.
Yep. Also,
but a lot of the DLC, a lot of the loot boxes and shit like that you guys are getting like upset about, it's just aesthetic stuff that you don't even need really.
Sometimes
that's my
well.
Unless you're playing FIFA
Go on.
or 2K.
Let Snow talk. Be quiet.
I know what he's about to say.
So I play a little game called FIFA. And EA Sports, they like
sucks.
They like $1 here or there, you know. So basically,
that's what I was talking about with Madden. Those fucking bastards got playing fucking dirty pieces of shit.
So basically, playing FIFA or Madden is basically a play to win game. And now, I don't know if it's in any of the last year's game, but FIFA 21 now has on their packs, when you open them, a probability of what you might get. And that's never been in the game before because they're getting lawsuits and they're facing fines over these loot boxes in the game. And
fucking funny.
A couple of years ago, Belgium totally banned loot boxes in the country.
Fucking good.
I remember seeing that. Yeah,
they sued them too, didn't
because
they?
basically it's like gambling.
Well, they're essentially turning all these sports games into gacha games, and like that's not the way to go.
Because I mean, there's like kids that can't even go to a casino that are like buying these game packs and everything, and it's basically like gambling. So
yeah, I mean, same with shit like Roblox. Like I've had friends that like they knew someone's kid got a hold of their phone and spent like $450 on Roblox because they wanted some certain character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's what they're doing with video games anymore just seems a bit ridiculous.
Like,
like
just think,
like it's just obnoxious. Like I get putting new guns in the game each season, I guess, but there's got to be a better way to do stuff, like to unlock new camos for your character. Like use that character, get X amount of kills, or do a 360 no scope to the dome to get this character's skin. Or like there's got to be fun ways to do it, not oh hey, here's a new skin for this character. Like, well, here you go.
So the ones that I think do it right are like Rocket League, because they have a battle pass too. But the way that they do it, you spend your $10 one time. As long as you complete that season's battle pass, you have enough to buy the next one.
And it just doing that too.
Like, yeah, they're starting to do that now.
You earn enough points to buy the next battle pass, but you can also use those coins to buy aesthetics, which
Yeah.
then you have to pay money to get the new coins to buy the new battle pass. So it's just a who's who game. Like, do I want to buy this skin with these coins, or do I want to save them and buy the next battle pass?
Also, to kind of like take a lot of players back, does everyone remember horse armor?
Nope.
Nope.
No?
No, not
So-
at all. But
So Oblivion had an actual DLC that I think was like $5. And literally, all it was armor for your horse. Nothing else.
hilarious.
Didn't even actually do anything. It was just armor for a horse.
Oh, back on the DLC thing, fucking Ghost of Tsushima did DLC amazingly.
Yeah, I haven't heard one person complain about
That is the
I
way
have
you need to
one
do it.
complaint about it.
About the
Well, I
servers.
mean, I have the same complaint you do, but
The connection is fucking god awful.
I just
Oh.
popped in my head and I had to say it now before I forgot.
Well, I think that kind of thing is weird because that game wasn't originally made to be an online multiplayer. So, like, adding that in after is just kind of
Well, you have to
hard.
think
After
it,
M3.
it came, well, hold on. I think it would have had to have always been like the thought that they were going to do, because the DLC came out like less than 4 months after the game. So,
okay.
and like there's nothing to pay for. You get a whole bunch of new outfits, a whole new game mode. You play with friends, like multiple game modes. Even it's crazy. It's like that's just the way it should be done, and that's how I wish it all was.
Yeah.
Because you grind to get those outfits, and it's just like, yes, I fucking got that bleeding mask, son of a bitch. That's amazing. I didn't have to pay for it. I feel so much better about having it. It's just
Right. And look at God of
beautiful.
War. Like the developer said, we are not doing DLC. We are not doing anything that you have to pay for. Here is the full game in its entirety. And if you wanted the armor, you had to go fight the harpies. If you wanted the cool things, you had to go through and fight all the rifts and tears and all this other stuff. Like,
And don't you worry, we're going to talk about God of War.
That's how I feel about Monster Hunter World too.
Yeah, Monster Hunter
Like,
World,
you could
great.
buy stuff if you wanted to. Like,
But you
could
didn't
buy,
need to.
You could
And
buy
first,
to pay to change your appearance. You could pay to change your Palico's appearance, but that's about it, really.
Iceborne was worth the money.
Oh, it's fucking hard too.
Yeah, and that's the thing is
Definitely
like
worth
they
money.
did DLC, but it was again like a whole new game. They added so much
So,
extra content.
how-
you were
how
replaying
much-
it.
They
How
added
much
a
was
new
the
game.
DLC?
30
30?
Because I paid 20,
Okay.
so I didn't know if that's how much it started at.
It's
Because I
like
got
20
it
or
late.
30, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
want to say it
there-
started at 30.
There was so much game and extra shit in that DLC, and then the DLC that just came out for it not too long ago, Fatalis, was free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you fucking do it. That's what you have
Well,
to do. That's
I think really once Iceborne came out, Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter World Iceborne became two separate games.
Yeah.
Because when Iceborne came out, they gave you the Guardian armor, and they gave you the weapon tree that was like basically good throughout the entire game, base game.
Yeah.
And then once you got to Iceborne, it was like, all right, now you motherfuckers got to grind for shit. Now you got to learn how to actually play Monster Hunter World.
Yep.
Which I think's the way to do it. And they still gave you all the free like DMC updates and Witcher 3 and like all this shit that if you wanted to
play
grind
fucking
and get the
Geralt
events.
in Monster Hunter World for
Oh,
free.
Right.
Dude,
When they
yes.
did the Spring Blossom event, there was so much cool shit that you could do with that. Like, all of it was free. And then, if you got to the point in Monster Hunter where, like, all right, I'm kind of running out of shit to do, they're like, boom, new game, here you go.
Right. Yeah. I'm a big mark for Monster Hunter World.
And I think that's how they need to do it. And just like we were talking about Pokemon last week, it was better for them to do the 2 small DLCs rather than going, oh, well, here's Iron Sword and Steel Shield. Like, you didn't have to just release a new game with a couple added things. Just do the DLC for it.
Yep.
Like, there's definitely good ways to do it, and then there's stuff like the season passes where you're like, hey, if you want to play with your friends, pay us an extra $60 for this game you just paid $60 for. And
Halo,
then
Halo 3 armor.
Oh, Jesus! So
I was about to say stuff about Halo 3. Like, I guess loot boxes was also kind of like pre-orders.
yeah,
Like, what they did with pre-orders was stupid yet kind of cool because depending on where you pre-ordered things back in the day, depended on what kind of bonus you got. So like GameStop, you pre-order it, you get this. If you go to Best Buy and pre-order it, you get this. If you do it off Amazon, you get this. Like,
Yeah.
that was cool. And then, like Snow said, like Halo 3, depending on what armor you had, showed where you got the pre-order.
Yep.
Like, hey, I pre-ordered on Amazon. Well, I got the unicorn armor.
Yeah.
Well, everybody wanted the unicorn armor, so
you had to do certain levels or certain missions, whatever, just to get an armor, certain armor or whatever.
yeah, like if you beat it on legendary by yourself, you got a special armor. If you did it on this, like there's stuff like that was cool. And now pre-orders just don't exist because like you don't get anything special.
Well, because GameStop's kind of dying.
Well, it's not even GameStop. Like, so with GameStop, you pre-order it, you get. I'm going to use Assassin's Creed as an example. You get this set of armor and a bonus mission, but you had to pre-order it. I could literally just go to Walmart and get that exact same edition for nothing. Like you didn't have to pre-order it. Like it was just already included in the game.
Yeah, when NBA 2K was coming out, they had the Mamba Forever edition, and I was so worried because I went to GameStop and I was like, I gotta get this pre-ordered. I need that Mamba edition. And like 3 days before it came out, they were like, sorry, man, we stopped the pre-orders on it. So I was freaking out, like, fuck, what the hell am I going to do? Day of, Jeannie's like, well, why don't you just call Walmart? And I did, and they're like, yeah, we have like 30. Like, oh.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I wish people would stop pre-ordering games anyway.
I mean, big agree. And also, GameStop's losing a lot of business right now because, like, Walmart sells their games for like $10 cheaper.
Yep.
Oh, for sure. Brand new game, $50.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not all of them, but a vast majority of them.
Like,
I saw like Avengers was.
I just learned that.
Like, me and my wife just went to GameStop the other day, and it was literally like a wall of Switch games, a wall of PS4 games, a wall of Xbox games. Like, they stopped selling like accessories and all this other stuff. And I looked at her, I was like, this GameStop's not going to last much longer because everybody wants to do things digitally or order it offline. Like, there's no reason to go to a GameStop anymore.
And you're in Columbus too, so that's super telling about like what the population is doing.
And there's a little thing called the COVID-19 virus going on. So
yeah, I mean that didn't help for sure. But
yeah,
I mean, look at the transition of GameStop over the past couple of years. Like, they had to bring in collectible statues and T-shirts and hats and all this extra shit because they weren't making business selling just video games anymore.
Man, you remember when just for pre-ordering Call of Duty, they were like, here's a drone.
Yeah, like Modern Warfare 2, if you pre-ordered it, you got night vision goggles.
Yeah, that like actually fucking worked.
Like, now it's here's a skin for your character that no one's going to give a shit about because you can buy it in 2 days.
Or you buy like the legendary box and get a Juggernaut fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
or
actually
you can buy it later for $300.
Whatever.
I think adding all that shit to GameStops was actually helpful to them, and they should have been doing it in the first place. But
yeah,
have been doing it, otherwise. So it's win-win or lose-lose. I don't know how you want to look at it.
Yeah,
I think GameStop is really, especially now. Like, I think it's dying. I think everybody.
I think it is too.
But especially now with the next gen consoles, because I mean, they straight up were like for the PlayStation 5, for example, same exact console without a disc tray, $100 cheaper.
Yep.
Why would I do digital now? I'm gonna go for that. You know what I mean? Now I don't even have the opportunity to buy a pre-owned game. And same with Xbox One or Xbox Series, whatever the fuck.
Ain't nobody know the fucking name of that system.
Well, digital. Like, you can't buy physical games there.
See, I didn't even think of that. Like,
I did.
Force you to do digital, like that would hurt
That's
them.
why I got the disc tray.
Yeah, that would hurt them dramatically because you're not trading in games.
Yeah, well, that's why when Xbox started talking about the like, oh, well, you have to be online to play games, and we're doing away with like used games. GameStop was like, what? Well, hold on. Let's think about this first, Microsoft. Let's hold on. Because if there's no more like actual physical games, which I think we're still a long ways away from fully getting rid of that. But GameStop's not a business anymore. They're like fucking Blockbuster. No one cares.
Right.
People care
Or
about
Family
Blockbuster.
Video
What are you
now.
talking about?
Oh, do they? Is that why they're gone?
They're not gone.
There's
They're gone.
a Blockbuster.
left.
There is a
There's
Blockbuster.
a single Blockbuster left?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Family Video, because there ain't none of those around anymore.
But like realistically, once
I have 3 of those in town.
Really? Because all mine are Dollar Generals now.
I have a bunch in town too. But once I trade my PS4 in next week, I don't need to go to GameStop again for 7 years.
Basically, yeah.
Like
I didn't even have to go to GameStop to get mine, so.
I probably won't either.
When I trade
You
my
go Best
console
Buy.
in and get another one, and then get my new one, I won't have to go there for 7 years.
I can't
Or-
wait to not be able to
Or
buy
the
mine for
PS5 Pro.
I'm not getting the PS5.
I bet you will. I bet you will.
Well, I guess I'm a liar because I do still have my Switch, so I'll have to buy some Switch games.
Oh, no.
I mean, you can buy all those digital. It'll
I'll
just
say you can buy those
Not the-
digitally now too.
I know, but
keep
I need
buying
to buy,
SD cards.
I have to buy an SD card, and they're sold out.
That's fair.
Overall, huge losses for Loot Box.
Yeah.
Who's lost for DLC?
Do away with that shit.
So with the next gen consoles coming out tomorrow, let's take a look at all the last gen games that we loved. There, Devin.
I would like Jake to start off because there's one right answer and he's not going to get it right. So I want to know what he has to say.
You are already starting a fight. You
The
know.
the best video game that came out of the previous generation, current generation, I guess, is The Witcher 3. Without a doubt. It has the most awards. It's just a better game.
You're going by
Well,
awards?
Well, now
No,
hold on.
In general,
Yeah.
it's just a better game for me.
Isn't
That's like going by stats and like NBA players. Just because the stats are amazing, don't mean they're the fucking best. I don't. Come on, fucking come on.
How is God of War better than The Witcher 3?
well? Hold on. Isn't like GTA
Cody-
5 and like Skyrim better than that?
Fuck no! Go
Hey,
away.
yeah. If
Go
you're
away.
using that fucking logic, it sure is, Cody. You're right. That's
I
fucking
wasn't
crazy.
using that
I
logic.
never. You literally were.
I said if
You
we're
said
going by
those- you said
if we're
those
going
words.
by if we're going by awards, then they are that then The Witcher 3 wins.
I didn't say we were doing that.
I said if.
Mom and Dad are fighting again.
I said if. Devin, how is God of War better than The Witcher 3? Please tell me.
Okay. Everything God of War boils down to is just like, I don't know. It's like a complete history in
lore.
one game.
The lore of it?
Like, yeah. So, and not only the lore, the gameplay is fucking amazing. It's top tier. I love The Witcher. I love The Witcher 3. I don't love The Witcher 1. I love The Witcher 3. It's super fun, using all the spells and stuff. That's great. But to me, it just doesn't compare to like the gameplay and most importantly, how God of War made me feel. It made me feel, I don't know, just things on a different level. Something like I played The Witcher and I didn't feel like sadness, regret. I got hype at some moments when I was fighting like the Wild Hunt, but you go from Kratos fighting Ares in the first one, and then he goes on and fights all the other pieces of shit. Like in God of War 3, also amazing. Fight Zeus at the end, kill him. Then fucking Athena goes crazy, tries to kill you. You try and kill yourself, doesn't work. You go to Norse mythology, you get your wife. Okay, she dies. Your son ends up being who he is, and you're just trying to live out your days.
Ass.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
Nothing. Continue.
Okay. You go to fucking Norse mythology with your son and all that. You're just trying to live out life. Be nice and happy, okay? You're just fucking sitting there chilling with your boy. Then fucking Baldur comes through. He's like, "What's up, bitch? We about to fight." And you're like, "No, we're not." And he's like, "No, we really are." And then you do. And he's like, "Fuck, I gotta get back into this shit. I gotta go kill everybody." And that's what you fucking do. It's just amazing. I don't like what. What's better than The Witcher 3? That's what.
Disagree. Hard disagree. But let me preface this with I didn't play God of War 1, 2, or 3. So the meaning behind the entire story of God of War PS4, that doesn't mean anything to me. You know what I mean? Like his wife dying doesn't mean a thing to me.
Yeah, no, I get it's subjective, but
Overall, The Witcher 3 had a better storyline for me, had more to do. The world was cooler for me.
world.
And overall, it was just a better game, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion. I'm just saying.
Isn't it all subjective anyway? Of like,
yeah, I
okay,
mean, I feel like this is definitely an opinion topic.
because Jacob loves The Witcher 3. I've never played it, so I can't say it's the best game.
Refuses to play it.
Same.
I don't
Refuses to play it.
Cody
don't refuse.
literally refuses to play it.
But I think X game is the best. Well, Cody's never played it, so I guess it's hard to have an argument in a sense, like just because it didn't
No.
it just because somebody didn't love it as much as you doesn't mean they're wrong.
Right. No,
I don't think
I'm being pretty facetious in what I'm saying to him because I love him and I know it's subjective.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, me and Devin had this argument about Witcher 3 and Metal Gear Solid 5 a couple years back before
Yeah.
God of War came out.
yeah, like Metal Gear Solid 5 game number 2 for me. And then like after that, maybe Monster Hunter. But well, no, Witcher 3 probably 3 for me.
So you're
but,
putting Monster Hunter over Witcher 3?
no. It's super subjective, and I mean, that's just how I feel. I think God of War, I almost said God of War 3. God of War PS4 is just like, it's just out of this world for me.
All right, so
Like-
Devin says God of War.
Yeah, I can keep going, but I won't.
Jake says The Witcher 3. Who wants to go next?
So for me, it
Fuck, yell
would.
at Cody.
What?
I said we're about to yell at you.
Yeah, I feel it already.
He's about to NBA 2K16.
No, fuck that. Now, for me, it's probably something like Skyrim or Bloodborne, and that's just because those were like
No,
the two most
Skyrim.
influential.
You can't
No,
say
you
Skyrim.
can't. Skyrim
Really?
doesn't count.
Okay, well then probably Bloodborne, because that was like my first like real dive into the Soulsborne type games, and like that changed my entire fucking world as far as gaming goes.
Okay, I'm not mad at you for that one.
I mean, I'm not mad at you, but I disrespectful don't agree.
I mean, I've also only watched God of War, and I never played Witcher 3.
Right, because you're a piece of shit.
I mean, that's fine. And I'll fully admit, the
Bruh,
story
that's
for
too-
God of War is amazing. I can't really speak on the gameplay because I only saw it being played, but I mean, it looked
The
great.
gameplay for God of War is awesome. It's a great game.
I
I want everybody to know that I don't disagree that God of War is an amazing game.
I would also maybe throw in Resident Evil 7. Just because that really brought like what a horror genre game is into this generation.
So Cody says Bloodborne. What about Caleb?
okay.
I've played so many games over these past years. It's
I
like,
love
I
that
can't
everyone's
even
ready to just
really-
yell at us.
like I
have a little
don't
bit
know
more
like
faith in
what I
Caleb.
would consider the best game I've played since the original or the Xbox One came out, like, or even the PS4. But honestly, like the one that is, I guess, most memorable, even though it's very recent, is Ghost of Tsushima. Like, as much as
Yeah.
I loved God of War,
Yeah,
I had so much more fun on Ghost, honestly. Like,
I'm not even.
I
gonna be
can't even
mad at
think
that.
of an Xbox game that I sunk my heart and soul into that I absolutely loved and couldn't put down. I don't know. I'd probably say Ghost of Tsushima for me because I had the most fun and like actually wanted to go back and do like the extra little shit and not just
Yeah.
power through the game and be done with it. Like,
After God of War, it gets pretty interchangeable for me, and so I mean, Ghost of Tsushima is definitely in the conversation for me.
If it
It's-
wasn't,
I mean,
Witcher
it's
3, it was Ghost of
spectacular. It
Tsushima
really
for
is.
me.
It really is amazing.
I absolutely loved God of War. Like
I
having
remember
to
we
fight
came
all
over to your
those
house and watched people
harpies
fight
and
the
all that
harpies.
stuff, but honestly, I can't think of any game that really stuck out over these past several years.
Except for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Sony.
and even then, like I said, that's pretty recent. So
Another game that I thought was really, really good for the like as far as the generation is concerned is Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 is really good
That's
too.
probably Snows, isn't it?
You want me to do it for me? You want me to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
yeah, let's hear your opinion.
Okay, so over the last 7 years? Has it been 7 years? Jesus.
Yeah, 7.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to say that my top game would be Red Dead 2. Yep.
I knew it.
Hey, Red Dead 2 is fantastic,
FIFA
dude.
16.
No, he's not Cody. He's not gonna say some shit like that.
Because of just the story, the absolute beauty of the game
Gorgeous game.
and just like the amount of choices you can make on that game.
Wasn't the biggest complaint of that game how long it took to get started? Like, it just seemed to drag out for many hours before you actually really did anything.
No.
No.
What? There was a game like that. It was like a real long game,
Monster Hunter.
but people complained like
No.
how long it took the game to get started. Like, you had to sink like 8 hours into. You had to sink like 8 hours into the game before you could even like get started. I want to say that was Red Dead 2, but
Fallout 4 kind of felt like that.
The Witcher 3.
I could swear it was Red Dead, but
So after Red Dead 2, I'd have to say Destiny.
Destiny was really fun.
And then probably Dark Souls 3.
That's crazy to me. That's still crazy to me.
And then some of the other ones would be God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn.
I forgot all about Horizon.
Horizon's a good one.
As much as I love that game, like it got completely forgettable.
Yeah, I got bored of it, honestly.
Like I beat the game and then traded it in, and then 2 months later they're like, "Hey, here's some DLC for it," and I was like, "Ah, you fucking would, wouldn't you?"
Yeah. I mean, can we count Smash in that?
No.
I'm surprised no one said Breath of the Wild.
No,
Especially you,
yeah.
Cody.
We can't do Switch games because they come out. Nintendo comes out on its own schedule.
I guess that's fair. I mean, I was thinking Breath of the Wild because it was definitely a very influential game.
But
Say
Switch
Smash.
is.
You can say fucking Breath of the Wild if you want.
I didn't bring them up because Switch is still in its life cycle. So
Right.
True. Still in its infancy.
But I'd say it's still part of this generation.
you know.
So overall big win for the 8th generation of consoles.
Yeah.
We're old.
We're getting old, guys.
Jesus.
All right, so as I've said, tomorrow the next gen comes out, the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. Let's take a trip down memory lane as me and Jacob will discuss our favorite best and worst launch titles. I'm only going back to like the PS2, Xbox 360, so
I was just talking about this generation.
I'm going all the way.
He's starting from his roots.
All right, you go first then, because you did more research. Or I'll go first since you did more research than me.
Go for it.
All right, so it's the worst launch titles of this generation. There's a bunch of them.
Like
Really.
just for PS4 and Xbox.
Just for PS4
One?
and Xbox, yeah. And PC, some PC too. Y'all remember Anthem?
I was gonna say, please say Anthem.
Is that a launch
not-
title? That wasn't
That was
a
not
launch
a launch
title.
title. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
I meant launches. The worst launches.
Okay.
Oh, we're
Hey,
doing launch titles.
we have two
Okay.
different topics this week.
I know PS4s and Xbox Ones off the top of my head, I think. Hold on. You go, Snow.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Oh, my
We're
God.
talking launch titles, not launches.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Launch titles.
Gotcha.
All right, so
Let's hear it.
I'm only doing the US launches. So PS2 came out on October 26th in 2000. Some of the games you might have heard of: Armored Core 2, Dead or Alive 2, Dynasty Warriors 2.
Hey.
Oh no.
We had Madden NFL 2001, Midnight Club Street Racing,
Hey, I liked. Well, no, never mind. No, I didn't.
NHL 2001, Street Fighter,
I can only think of one for PS2.
Tekken Tag.
That's the one I was going to say.
Time Splitters, Unreal Tournament,
Unreal Tournament was.
I don't remember Tournament was a launch title for the Xbox.
PS2.
For the PS2, was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then that explains a lot.
GameCube, which launched in September 14th, 2001, had Crazy Taxi,
Mhm.
Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX 2,
Hey, I fucked with that game a lot.
Luigi's Mansion, Madden NFL 2002. Oh my god, one of my favorites. NHL Hits 2002. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
So
Yes.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. Not even out on a limb. I'm just gonna let y'all know. I thought we were still talking about the worst ones. So
Weird.
I'm sorry.
Brad
I'm
here.
getting replaced.
Oh my god. All right, Xbox came out November 15th, 2001. Halo, of course.
Yeah.
Oddworld. Dead or
Yeah.
Alive 3. Project Gotham Racing. Madden 2002 as well. Arctic Thunder.
I want you to know you said Project Gotham Racing, and I immediately thought Batman Racing.
No, I think that's what they were hoping on, though. Honestly.
So out of all those, I don't know. I'd say PS2 had a better launch.
Yeah. Wasn't Blood Rain a launch title for the Xbox?
No.
Oh, I was thinking it was for some reason.
All right, Xbox 360 launched in November 22nd, 2005. It had Call of Duty 2, Condemned, FIFA 2006, Gun,
I forgot about Gun.
Madden and NBA Live 2006, NBA 2K6,
Oh,
Need for Speed Most Wanted,
yeah.
Perfect Dark 0, Project Gotham Racing 3, Quake 4, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland.
Oh. Well, there's Jacob.
What'd I do?
The American Wasteland.
What about it? I love American Wasteland. It's
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the one that got you.
I love that game.
PS3 came out November 11th, 2006. We had Call of Duty 3, Madden 07, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, NBA NHL 2K7, Resistance Fall of Man, Tony Hawk's Project 8.
I remember Resistance.
Project
Gundam.
8 was bad.
There was a Gundam game that came out.
Mobile
Launched
Suit Gundam.
PS3.
Yep. Those games were fun.
So I'm going to say
Those
Xbox
weren't.
360 had a better launch.
Yeah, because those are definitely, like, that's the lineup that I remember playing the
But-
most.
We have the Wii, which launched November 19th, 2006.
Ooh.
We had-
I'm excited.
Call of Duty 3,
Oh.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2,
Yep. It wins.
Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess,
Shit.
Yep.
Madden 07, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Need for Speed Carbon,
Oh,
Rampage Total Destruction, Rayman Raving Rabbids, Super Monkey Ball, Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam, and of course, Wii Sports.
Hey, Wii Sports was my shit though. Love bowling.
So I'm going to say
I-
we had a better launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wii was that's fucking amazing.
We
Now-
was such an
Although-
underrated system at the time of its launch.
I will say the Wii port of Twilight Princess was not good. Just because they tried to incorporate so much of the use the Wii remote, and it made it not the same game.
Now,
All right, Cody.
next Xbox One came out November 22nd, 2013.
Jesus.
Had Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Dead Rising 3, FIFA 14, Forza 5, Just Dance 2014, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Madden 25, NBA 2K14, NBA Live 14, Need for Speed Rivals, Rise Son of Rome, which is an underrated game,
Yeah, I
Really
love that
did.
game. I really did like that game.
and PlayStation 4 came out November 15th, 2013.
You forgot a game on Xbox.
What?
Zoo Tycoon.
Nobody cares.
And this is the big one right here. Zumba Fitness.
Well, I forgot Angry Birds Star Wars 2. Does everybody play that one?
Oh
What
yeah.
about, what about Connectimals?
To this day.
Didn't come out on launch.
Yeah, it wasn't a launch title. Dummy.
PlayStation
Wasn't it?
No.
PlayStation 4 launched November 15th, 2013. Had Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, FIFA 14, Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition,
That was a good game.
Just Dance
Well, just the two.
2014, Killzone, Shadow Fall, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Madden 25, NBA 2K14, Need for Speed Rivals, Skylanders, Warframe, and Zumba Fitness World Party.
Oh, Skylanders.
And Knack came out. Knack was a launch title too.
Knack was, yeah. So was Last of Us.
No, it wasn't. That came out on PS3.
Yeah, but it was also a PS4 launch title.
We don't count that.
Yeah, but it was so fun.
So
It was fun, as shit, but I don't count it as a launch title because it was already out.
I'd say it's a tie, but Xbox One had Dead Rising and Rise. So I'm going to go with Xbox
Rise.
Hey, we had Killzone Shadowfall and
Yeah, all I remember is Killzone from
and
PS4, honestly.
Knack.
Nobody. Who played Knack? Matt DeMorris?
I played Knack. It was fine.
Also,
Resogun. That was another game.
Also, just the fact of hearing like the last times that NBA Live was a thing makes me laugh.
Yeah.
They also had a PS4. Also was supposed to have Project Cars upon release, but
That's funny.
I still don't think it's even out yet. I don't think it ever came out.
I thought that was an Xbox exclusive.
Nope, it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Huh? How about that? That game's definitely out though.
I'm not sure. I've never seen it in stores, at least.
So yeah, there's the games that launched on launch day from the last 20 years.
I think that I would agree that the exclusives on Xbox had a better launch than PlayStation 4.
I would have went with a
Because,
tie
yeah.
if it didn't have Dead
You guys
Rising
had
and
Dead
Rise.
Rise is just too good.
And you guys had Killer Instinct.
Yeah, but nobody liked it like they liked the old Killer Instinct.
Right. But I mean, both the launches for PS4 and Xbox One were fantastic because all the third party support that it had.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Sony doesn't really have that great of an exclusive launch this time. Demon Souls.
What? Final Fantasy?
Insane amount of exclusives.
That's not a title.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's not a launch title.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Final
What the
Fantasy
fuck are you-
16 is coming out on the 12th.
Yeah, that's the
That's
launch.
when
No, it's
PlayStation comes out.
It's not, Final Fantasy 16 is not coming out on the 12th.
I thought they said it was.
No.
They definitely said it was.
November 20. No, there's not even a launch date for it. I looked up Final Fantasy 16 release date, and it's November 29th, 2016 for Final Fantasy 15. There's no launch date for it.
I thought they said it was coming out.
Yeah, those are just games that are coming out for it.
Fuck you, Spider-Man.
Yeah, Miles Morales.
Godfall.
Again, not coming out on the 12th.
Now, I'd say Xbox Series X would have a better launch if they had Halo, but PlayStation 5
Right,
looking
Devin,
like
my bad.
PlayStation 5 looks like it's gonna have a better launch.
Yeah,
I think
Godfall does
PlayStation-
come out on November 12th.
Yeah, Godfall comes out day up, and that game looks sweet.
Dirt 5. I don't know if you're into race. I loved the first couple Dirts.
Yeah.
Were super fucking fun.
Dirt
Dude,
and,
broke as
I
fuck
tried.
next week.
I think Dirt 4 I tried, and they're like, here's Gymkhana. I'm like, man, I don't know how to do that shit.
Dirt and
About to be
Yakuza.
Broke as fuck next week, y'all.
Is
Yeah,
Yakuza on PS5?
No.
Oh, I know it comes out, but didn't know.
Other than Gears, Tactics, and all that crap, but
We don't need another Gears.
You
fucking-
are
dude,
in the
oh my
minority
God.
there, my friend.
When the first Gears came out and you could use that gun that was also a chainsaw that was an automatic kill.
The Lancer.
That was the first game I ever played online with people, and I just fucking chainsawed people to death. And they would get so fucking mad. Oh fuck, that was amazing.
Gears 1 and 2. Oh my god, those games were so good. 3 and 4. 4 sucked.
I couldn't get through.
Is that the one with Batista?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Which one had the Hammer of Dawn?
All of them.
they?
Literally all of them.
Did they? Okay, well, I didn't play enough Gears, apparently.
But
No.
Gears 4 was like an open world, go here, do side missions, go here, do the main mission type stuff. And you had to get on this little wind scooter to like travel through the desert. And you could get lost in this fucking desert because it wasn't just go from here to here, do this to this. Like it was so open, and you could just do so much random shit. It was terrible. Snow, you never beat that?
I couldn't get myself up to getting through it.
I mean, well, if I still had it, I'd play it with you, but I beat it on co-op with Jimmy, and let me tell you, he is the worst teammate of all time. We played on the hardest difficulty, and he is terrible. I would have beat it quicker on the hardest difficulty by myself than I did with him.
He's a professional Apex player now, so
I didn't even know he was still alive.
Overall, big win for launch game titles.
I'm looking at the launch games right now, and most of these games I didn't even know were coming out next week.
Jacob's sitting there like, oh no.
I'm about to be broke, bro.
The only games that I can think of that come out next week are Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. Those are the only two that I can think of.
Godfall, Demon Souls.
Yep.
Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
I was gonna say, I think there's a PS5 bundle that comes with Demon Souls and Miles Morales.
I don't think so.
I don't think they bundle that quickly.
Positive, no.
Yeah.
Sackboy: A Big Adventure comes out, but that's free.
Yeah. You also get Bug Snacks free.
Bug Snacks looks great.
Or no, it's not. That's not what I just said. I'm lying. Sackboy is not free. Bug Snacks is a free one.
I'm not gonna be able to get my hands on any console.
Cold War is both cross-play and cross-generation play.
Yep.
So will PlayStation 5 be able to play with Xbox One?
Yeah. I don't know. Watch, everybody's about to love Astro's Playroom.
Right.
I will never load into it. I can almost guarantee it.
I won't either. I will not.
Devin, what are we playing first on our fucking PS5s, bro?
Well, I was gonna play Madden, but it looks like fucking Spider-Man now.
Yep.
But you have to pay for
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be buying anything else other than Spider-Man with it.
Do you guys have your stuff pre-ordered?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Come on.
I made Devin get out of bed to go pre-order it.
This is Joe Biden's America. Made me get out of bed. It was fucking. I was making dinner. I was
right out of bed.
I tried to pre-order my Xbox, and literally everything was crashed. And I was like, I guess I'll just buy it when I can.
I was at work, and I called my stepdad. He didn't answer, and then I called my coworker. And I was like, "Yo, go pre-order me a PS5, and I'll give you $55 back tomorrow instead of the $50 that you're doing it for me. So you have a little bit of gas money." He was like, "Well, I got a lot of shit to do. I don't know if I'll be able to." So I was like, "All right, well, if you can make it there, unless I call you, just make your way there as quickly as you can." And then my stepdad called back, and he was like, "What?" I was like, "Go pre-order me the PS5." And he said, "What?
You know,
why the fuck would I do that?" And I said, "Dave, please, if you don't, I won't get it at launch, and I need it." And then he went and did it for me.
Dave's the dad of dads.
So I went to GameStop IRL. There was already a long line, so I'm like, cool, I'm not going to get one. So I go online, and I had like 5 windows open to pre-order, from every single site. I was able to get on Microsoft and GameStop, so I pre-ordered it off of GameStop. So.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah. Not PS5. Xbox? Yeah, Xbox Series X, yeah.
Nice.
I heard talks of them doing an actual Miles Morales version of the PS5, and I was like, whoop, I'll wait for that.
And then you haven't heard anything about that yet, have you?
No, not yet. But I'm too broke right now anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
I might actually get Godfall. I think it's
Godfall.
possible.
Why are you broke, Cody?
Because I don't have money.
But why don't you have money? That's what we want to know.
Is it because of a man?
Because minimum wage sucks.
You make more than... Come on.
I do, but...
Nobody makes minimum wage anymore.
But if the minimum wage was raised, other wages would be raised too. Is all I'm saying.
So you're saying thank you to Trump?
Nah, I
did.
Those words will never leave my mouth.
So I'm reading about Godfall, and apparently all the updates, all the DLC is supposed to be free.
Ooh.
Nice.
Isn't all the DLC for Cold War supposed to be free too?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Treyarch knows how to do things.
I'm gonna have Cold War at launch because I got it pre-ordered.
Fucking look at Joe Biden's America.
See, I don't know.
Look at it.
I don't know if I really want to play Valhalla next week, but I don't know if I just want to wait and get it with the Xbox
next one,
or if I just want to fucking play it and get it done and just have it be like the last game I play on the Xbox.
Just buy it, play it, and sell it like you usually do.
Yeah, I mean, there you go.
Probably will, but
I'd already decided that the last story game I was gonna play on PS4 was Ghost of Tsushima back in
I decided
June,
that
July.
too.
Because I want to get both of them at the same time, but that also seems kind of dumb because I don't have enough time to play both.
I almost started playing through God of War again a couple weeks ago, but I thought I just won't. It's going to be free on PS5 though, so I was I'll wait.
I mean, I stopped playing 2K21 because I realized all of everything that I'm doing literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've barely turned my PS4 on since.
Really? I thought that shit went over.
My nephew bought a PS4 for like $200 from his friend just because he wanted to play Spider-Man. And I was like, well, if you're going to play PS4, these are the games you need to play. So he got Spider-Man. I told him he needed to buy The Last of Us. He needed to play Horizon Zero Dawn. And he needed to play God of War. Yeah. So he plays through and he beats Spider-Man because he's a huge Spider-Man fan. He's like, I love this game, yada, yada, yada. I was like, cool. Play The Last of Us because it's literally one of the best games ever created. And God of War. So he starts God of War. I think he didn't even get halfway through it. Stopped playing his PS4 because he hates the controller and then sold everything. So
hilarious.
He dumped $200 plus into a PS4 just to play Spider-Man and then sell it all because he hated the controller. It was Dylan.
Shout out Dylan. You're great.
But he just
big loss for Dylan right there.
Like I told him, I was like, dude, I could have let you borrow my PS4 and Spider-Man and you could have just played it for a month or whatever. I was like, you didn't have to spend $300 on a whole console just to play one game.
Is that the one that we met when you came up?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he wasted so much money just to play one game.
Especially Spider-Man, because the first Spider-Man comes with the new Spider-Man.
But I told him, I was like, dude, you've just got to play God of War. It's amazing. You'll be hooked. You've got to play The Last of Us. Come on. It's The Last of Us. It's one of the best games out there. Well, I just hate the controller so much, I'm never going to play it again. I was like,
controllers
are the worst
thing.
Also, Devin, 2K confirmed on Twitter that each console has their own save unique to that particular console and are not interchangeable.
That fucking sucks. Madden, you're supposed to be able to just port it.
The character creation in Next Gen 2K is fucking way different.
Is it?
Yeah.
Link me, brother.
Completely.
I need it.
Link it to me, brother.
Give me the link.
Stuff transferring over. Snow, did you hear anything that you have bought for Call of Duty Modern Warfare you can use in the Warzone and Cold War?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So,
Caleb, do you listen to our podcast?
What?
Do you listen to our podcast?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Cody, there's no more archetypes.
Fucking thank God, because as much as I thought that stuff was cool, I hated it. The fact that I had to be like, oh, well, I have to make this specific kind of shooting guard so that I can have handling and also be able to dunk on people. I'm about to look at this shit.
All right, so Jacob, you want to talk about your worst launches? Or are you over it?
Yeah, I'm over that because it was something complete. I can talk about the worst launches that a game had. That some games had.
That's what I'm trying to ask.
It's realistically, it's kind of the same. We already had this conversation.
You're just going to add Anthem?
We
did talk about that.
With the most disappointing games of the generation.
I think we talked about it a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Because you're the best. Snow is the star of the show.
He is. It's literally been his nickname for 32 years.
Right.
No, he used to be the phenomenon. Oh, wait. No, he didn't.
He was the phenomenal one.
Yeah.
No,
It
that's
was-
AJ Styles.
It was the castle.
He
dude.
was the phenomenal one versus Snow because it was the phenomenal one
Yeah.
versus the phenomenon.
I thought it was the phenomenal versus the phenomenon, and then AJ
No,
Styles.
it was the
No.
phenomenal. Beast Snow has been the phenomenal ones as long as AJ Styles has. So
yeah.
Fair
then,
enough.
then Chris Castle was the phenomenon because of AJ Styles, but he didn't want to infringe.
Phenomenon.
And
Didn't he
because-
even
and
steal
because
his
we
gloves
have
gimmick
Undertaker,
though?
you know,
Phenomenon.
Well, Brad.
So
Fucking isn't that like 1,000-foot crunch or something?
1,000-foot crunch.
crunch.
1,000-foot crutch, but yeah.
Crunch.
Is it not crunch? It's crutch.
It's crunch.
You're
1,000
thinking you're mixing up Alex Zane here, bud.
1,000-foot crutch.
Yes.
I have been.
Have you been calling it crunch for all this time?
Well, I don't call it anything ever. But I have been Mandela affected.
I mean, look, TFK puts out some good
Mandela
music.
effect.
No, they don't, Cody.
Yes, they do.
Stop. I don't have time to deal with this.
I am telling you, there are
bet,
at
Cody,
least 2 CDs that I have listened to a
I
lot.
bet you're fucking
CDs.
excited that Creed's coming back.
Hell no.
You listen
Yes,
to
you are.
CDs.
You listen to 1,000-foot crutch. You listen to Creed too.
What's wrong with 1,000-foot crutch?
They're not
This
very
isn't
good.
2005.
Yeah, this is 2020.
2005 is when I listened to them. I didn't say I still listen to them to this day.
You
You-
said
but
you
you're
listened to
telling
their
me-
CDs.
You're telling me they have good music.
They did 15 years ago.
So
I'm
their
not
music
saying-
is no longer good.
I don't know. I haven't listened to them since I was 12.
Well, 12-year-old you and me would.
White.
Never mind.
What, you gonna say Skillet's bad too now?
Yes.
Are you not? What?
Listen, you
Cody.
guys are from Indiana.
What the? You are from literally a cornfield.
Yeah, and that's why we like things like Skillet.
We don't
you
like
guys
it.
No, Caleb, you
I
guys
can
like
guarantee you I'm
Skillet?
not the only one in here that likes Skillet.
I'm not. Whatever Caleb likes, we don't even talk about.
On Frail Rings of, what was it? On Black Wings of Frailty and Wax?
Probably.
Well, your intro was just screaming for 30 minutes.
Caleb
and-
Caleb
No, you
took
guys
Alex
look-
Olsen's theme song.
Okay. You're right, Devin.
I mean, he's not
Caleb
wrong.
Caleb doesn't even listen to music. He drives in silence.
That is the weirdest shit. Like, he does nothing but listen to work when he's not driving. He gets in the car and it's just nothing.
I like my alone time.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I bet.
Blame him. Sometimes I'll be driving without no music.
I do. I need something on.
Y'all fringe serial killers.
Hopefully. What?
I still don't know if Snow and Caleb like Skillet.
Because they don't.
So overall, big win for this podcast.
Yeah, because you won't answer because you don't want to get ridiculed. You just want me to take the fall.
Look,
Hey.
I like Skillet, but I'm not going to say that their music is great.
It used to be. I don't listen to it
It was
much
good
anymore
when it
ever
was
since like
used in-
Monster.
It was good when
Cody-
it was used in every single backyard music video.
Fucking Zane and Andy.
Yep,
That's what I go back to. Cody, do you like Avenged Sevenfold?
I do.
Okay.
Or did.
Did
I
you don't anymore?
I haven't listened to any of their new stuff really, but I listened to them. Actually, Snow got me onto them.
Of course he did.
You got
Well,
everybody in
'cause-
America onto them.
Yeah, he got
Probably
me onto him
because
too.
I remember specifically messaging him on one day on I think fucking AIM or Yahoo Messenger or some shit, and was like, "Hey man, what's some good music to listen to?" And he just
Fucking
sent me a
Meebo.
bunch of Sevenfold.
Yeah, he sent you. What's the little piece of heaven? That's
No, it was
Back Country.
no,
Please say it was
it was
Backcountry.
like unholy something, unholy
Unholy
confessions.
Confessions.
Yeah, it was that one, and I was like, "Ooh, all right, I'm into this."
I
You
remember
guys
when I
ever
tried to be
listen to-
friends with Devin way back when? He didn't want to be my friend before.
What?
Back in the AIM and Yahoo days.
Evan doesn't
Not
want to be my friend either.
You guys
spelled his
ever
name
listen to Hail to the
DEVON.
King?
Of course.
Yes.
The CD
Hail
or
to
the
the King
song?
The song, just amazing. It's just an amazing song.
It's so
Lyrical.
funny because
I mean,
it's really funny
musical
'cause
masterpiece.
I came out to it as a theme, and then at Deadly Fire, and then the next year Snow came out to it as a theme at Deadly Fire.
well, I don't
I-
remember you ever coming out to it. I don't even remember Beast Snow.
Yeah, I came out to it at Deadly Fire 6.
It was in the music video. I didn't come out to it.
You did it?
No.
I thought you did.
It was in the
No one
music
has
video.
used Prelude for the last 20 years.
You
Literally.
What, Caleb?
I said Snow has come out to Prelude for the last 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Top tier theme song, really.
I mean, it is.
But Hail to the King. Great song. Great Avenged Sevenfold song.
Buried Alive was one of my memories for Facebook the other day.
You should have heard Chongo sing Hail to the King at my house.
Yep, there it is. There
Every
it
time.
is.
Well, who gives a shit, I guess.
Right at the end too. You almost made it, Evan.
Shut up, Cody.
Almost. One of these
You
days.
almost did. You almost did.
Well,
I'll
overall,
never... I'm telling you.
overall,
When this podcast starts making sense, I have to be let go. and all my friends are coming with me.
I'm not.
Oh,
I
you
said all
are.
my friends.
Oh. All
I'm
right.
just kidding. You're coming down too. I have proof.
You have nothing. You have shown me what you have, and it's literal nothing.
Fans at home listening, they're joking. There's nothing. None of us have ever done or said anything.
fans. Fans.
Fans. Hello, fans. All my fans. I have done nothing wrong. Not
Alright,
once have I
gotta
ever
fucking-
done anything wrong.
I gotta fucking go and eat before my stream. So
Well, I hope you would just stop
I just-
spreading yourself so thin.
I just
I'm
had some
fucking busy,
amazing-
Cody. Fuck off.
I just had some amazing food. It was
Super mega
amazing.
star.
It was so good. You should have fucking tasted the chicken I just ate.
I'm about to go eat.
Goddamn masterful. Really, it was.
All right, that's cool. I'm plugging.
Also, and to end the podcast and piss a couple people off, Nuketown 84 is confirmed for Black Ops Cold War.
It's not going to piss anybody off because Nuketown's a great map.
It is, but there's two people in here that hate it.
Terrible. Terrible.
There's one that's undecided.
I love it. I love it. Nuketown's
Nuketown
great.
is amazing.
Devin, you don't even like Call of Duty.
I love Nuketown.
Yeah,
What's
but Snow
Nuketown?
said it, so Devin's like, yeah, let's fucking do it.
Devin,
Alright,
what's
crazy.
Nuketown look like?
It's crazy that I have a friend. It has those houses and a bus, and there's outside, and
My man.
you know,
I mean, yeah, he knows Nuketown.
come on, bitch, what's up?
All right, so that's the end of
Anyways,
the
I've been
episode.
friendly. I hope you guys had a fun time listening to this fucking
You have not been
podcast.
friendly at all.
You can catch me on my stream Tuesday through Thursday, and then on Sunday. Yeah. Bye.
Fucking,
Ow.
okay.
What a plug.
Wish
Okay,
I had
bye.
friends.
Love you guys.
No,
Yup.
we're not done yet.
We're not done yet. Gingerbeard Man Gamer at most platforms, or T Gingerbeard Man at Twitter.
Why did you say it like that?
Because he wants us to be mean to him.
No,
Why
I
did
had
you
to
say
sneeze,
Twitter?
I had to sneeze, and so I was like, I gotta
Podcast
finish this quickly. So I was like, yeah, Twitter.
Podcast is
Twitter.
falling apart.
Twitter.
This podcast was never together.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Like the first episode was like put together, and we researched and did all this shit. And like since then, we've just been like,
Hey, this was our best podcast yet.
I mean,
Oh,
I don't disagree.
Podcast friends.
It was a good
Exactly.
run.
Yep. This
Podcast
is
friend.
the end of Caleb's contract.
If
I
you want to
can't
follow him,
wait.
follow him on Twitter, Caleb SXE at 44.
My friends deserve their happiness.
His profile picture is blue.
Snow deserves the dog Caleb once had.
I don't even know what that means.
All right, so you can find me on Twitter and YouTube, and
And
maybe
Twitch.
maybe Twitch
Nope, definite Twitch. Don't lie to your fans now.
at the Beast Snow. I'll probably be streaming. I
Will
might have
be.
already streamed,
That's a lie.
so come find me.
Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/sexydevib. I will never stream,
Need
and
to.
that's okay.
But you can
Nope.
catch Cody and Devin on Sunday nights at 5:30 p. Eastern every other Sunday for D&D.
Spitting
Yeah.
up into each other's mouths like birds.
No, nope. No, we didn't do the Kinku one shot.
Not yet. We will.
Love spit.
but you will get to see Backwash and Aaron Ari in action.
And you will hail Satan.
Bye.
Some other fantastic content creators.
Yep. Hail Satan.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a beautiful time. Hail Satan.
No, God.
Bye.
Have a beautiful time.